Very good evening to you and welcome. It's Friday, 24th May 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, Governor Fubara assures Rivers people of meeting their needs. Port Harcourt residents criticize APC's walk in support of President Tinubu. Family seeks justice for son who allegedly died in police custody in Rivers State. Ebonyi University lecturer denies wrongdoing in students' suicide. On the foreign scene, ICJ orders Israel to halt military operations in Rafah. I am Constance Mega. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the best way to defeat his critics is to continue to meet the needs of the people. Governor Fubara said this during the flag-off of the Okania-Ogbogoro Road in Obiakpo local government area today. Well, he said he will continue to set the standard that will be impossible for his detractors to attain.
If we fight with them, we'll be wasting our energy. So what we need to do is continue to do that thing that we have promised our people. There's only one bird that normally torments the eagle. When it touches the back of eagle can't do anything. So what the eagle will do is to fly very, very high. When it gets high, the altitude becomes a problem to the bird. It will on its own fall off. So our style will be to set the standard that will be above them. When they come, people will say, but what the people are doing, everybody's saying it now. So that will be our style of leadership.
The governor said the Okania-Ogbogoro Road, when completed, will improve the security and economy of the area.
With the road, I will take off some pressure from the main roads that we are familiar with. Fixing this road will also improve the economy of the people living here. It will also improve the security state of this environment. So we are thinking not just for ourselves, but also thinking for the good and wonderful people.
Correspondent Onyeka Chinwo also reports that the governor accepted the request of the community for the construction of a hospital, school, internal roads and a befitting palace for their monarch. Now, some business owners in Ogbogoro community also spoke to our correspondent.
So we know the feed pass. So when I started here, 8 years of my staying here, the road they bad well. If you see how we they swim water, even some of my customers then they complain, say they no feed, they come buy market. Some side even they swim water, carry market, go they give them. But I thank God for now, our governor don't help us.
There is a drillage over. Some customers, if they want to cross over, they'll be like, there is water there, I can't cross it over. So I really appreciate. I say a very big thank you to His Excellency. May God bless him. I pray that after the road construction, my business will not flow well.
This road has been, in fact, it's a pain on the neck for us here because business is not flowing. To our nearest neighbor village, we cannot access, they cannot access us. But with this development, honestly, I don't know, it's like a new day for me.
Earlier, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, Atemia Briggs, said the road was awarded by the previous administration in March 2017, but was abandoned in 2020. Mr. Briggs said it cost 6.7 billion naira to re-award the contract for the construction of the road, which is expected to be completed in 5 months. In another development, a political economist, Uche Igwe, says the political crisis in Rivers State should be tackled so that the gains from the Rivers State Investment and Economic Summit can be sustained. Dr. Igwe made this known in an interview with correspondent Soibi Oruwari while speaking on the implications of the political crisis over the economy in the state.
An investment capital, they are words, and they don't go to where there is instability. The first step towards attracting investment into Rivers State is to stabilize the polity. As far as the polity continues to be unstable, it is very unlikely that a right-thinking investor will make Rivers State the investment destination. I think that those behind the economic summit also want to send the signal that the governor is in charge and that he will be in charge for some time.
But Dr. Igwe said the Economic and Investment Summit has rather exposed the state to more investors who are still studying the political climate of the state. In the same vein, an economist with the University of Port Harcourt, Orwell Ntega, said the recently held summit has opened up the economic profile of the state, despite the political crisis.
The summit is to expose to both already existing investors and potential investors all the opportunities in the state that the state can provide for their different businesses. So once you have that forum, government is now more or less marketing the state in terms of the investment potentials in the state. You can't separate politics from the economy. Two of them work hand in hand. The crisis in the state, which I feel is something that should be handled by politicians, that should not be at the detriment of the people of the state.
Recall that yesterday the Rivers State government concluded the State's Investment and Economic Summit, which was part of the activities to mark the governor's 1 year in office. Moving on, some stakeholders in Rivers State are setting an agenda for Governor Fubara as he's set to begin his second year in office. A Port Harcourt-based lawyer, Otonye Amakri, called on the governor to improve on human capital development.
But you see, the civil service alone does not make up the Rivers State population. You should think again about scholarship to students for Rivers State. When they are entitled to overseas scholarship, they are entitled to local tertiary institutions scholarships and bursaries. And then contractors for Rivers State should be engaged, because it is when they are paid after doing work that money will circulate. We need the economic life of Rivers State to be revived. So you should look at that too, and not just roads and bridges.
On their part, two leaders of a non-governmental organization, the New Tide, Okpakirite Lawson and Nnamdi Nwogu, also spoke.
My advice to him is to bring the dividend of democracy to our land, and he should make sure that let us have industry. Rivers State need industries. Rivers State need things that people will remind him of tomorrow, that will use to remember him. Please, he should do things that we can count for him for tomorrow. I brought scholarship and Rivers State student to be care of the state. So Sim is a student. He's a very brilliant student. So we need to encourage the people that want to school and also the people that want to learn. Even those ones that don't want to learn, I think we have to go to the street and bring them out to do something.
Some residents of Port Harcourt have criticized the solidarity walk led by the CTC chairman of the Rivers State APC, Tony Okocha, where yesterday support groups from the APC and PDP marched for President Bola Tinubu, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, and embattled 27 Martin Amele-led House of Assembly members. Were speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire today. The residents highlighted the nation's harsh economic condition, non-functional refinery, amongst others, as reasons for faulting the walk.
I'm worried. Election is far away 2027, and Chief Okocha is leading members of his party to march 1 million man in Port Harcourt, telling us that President Bola Tinubu cannot change the fate of Nigeria within 1 year, and he has refused to understand that President Bola Tinubu has failed to make the Port Harcourt refinery to work.
I begin to wonder what is the need for 1 million man march. Tony Okocha is one of the problems of the state, because there's no need. You are just hitting the politics. Today in the market, you cannot buy 15 naira onion. Prices of food commodities have skyrocketed. And I wouldn't say that he's God sent, because you said that the subsidy removal is a blessing. Well, we are yet to see that. And I think that money would have been reinjected into the economy, and we mean to see it.
From that now, the Imo State Governorship Elections Petition Tribunal today affirmed the election of Hope Uzodimma as the state's governor. The tribunal, which gave its ruling in Abuja, also dismissed the petition of the Labour Party and governorship candidates. The tribunal, in a unanimous judgment, held that the Labour Party in its petition failed to prove the allegation of overvoting and non-compliance to the Electoral Act. Still to come, family seeks justice for son who died in police custody in Rivers State. Stay tuned. News. Family of a missing motor spare parts dealer in Ikoku Mile 3, Port Harcourt, Chukwudi Okereke, says his body has been found at the mortuary of the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, UPTH. His devastated father, Abraham Okereke, told newsmen that his son was arrested by police officers of the Octopus Strike Force on 11th January and went missing afterwards. Mr. Okereke said despite continuous visits to the police facility, seeking information about his son's whereabouts since his arrest, it took about 4 months for the Octopus Strike Force to reveal where his son's body was kept.
Governors, where the federal, make them help me because I don't get anybody. Somebody when they kill 11 January, they don't see them. All of them swear. One police for them see me on the road, stop me. Tell me, say, I'm a father of this person. I say, yes. I say, how you know me? I think, say, they want to kill me as they kill my son. Because he wear uniform. Then tell me, say, if my son, I don't go see him. However, my dead body, I don't go see him. Because I don't get a long leg to reach where, make from me invite people of Nigeria to help me.
Well, speaking on this, chairman of the civil society organization, Senefa George Will, said the late Chukwudi was tortured and killed by members of the Octopus Strike Force, reported the handling of the case by police.
The money should be collected immediately on this. Where that the call of the strike force, who had the guts to keep a torture chamber in his facility, be immediately arrested and prosecuted in line with Section 7 of the Anti-Torture Act. That all the officers who are directly involved in the torture and death of Chukwudi Okereke should be brought to book.
The Rivers State Police Command is yet to speak on this. In other news, a lecturer, Amechi Enyi, has denied having a hand in the death of Favor Uwuka, a final year student of the Department of English, Ebonyi State University, who reportedly committed suicide on Wednesday night. Professor Enyi, in an interview with journalists today, claimed he was threatened by the girl's mother several times before the incident. He said the question paper for the last examination showed that the late student only copied down 3 questions, and he said it is incorrect to say her death was related to academic activities. Moving on now, some indigenes of Mbolu Oroworoko community in Port Harcourt City local government area today protested an alleged attempt by the FCT minister Nyesom Wike to illegally acquire their ancestral land at Mwike Luxury Estate. The indigenes say the land was originally donated to the Rivers State University but was reclaimed after the university abandoned the land. An indigene and chairman of Land Allocation Committee of the community, Badaburusi Ekeku, popularly known as Barrister BC, who spoke on behalf of the community, said members of the community were allegedly attacked by some police operatives attached to the FCT minister. Mr. Ejeku, however, called on the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, to intervene to maintain peace.
We sent people here to peg and demarcate the land on behalf of the community. While our men were working, some police officers, led by one Mr. London, jumped through the other side of the fence, started shooting sporadically. It was by the special grace of God that none of our workers, none of our community members was hurt. Immediately that event happened, we crafted a petition. But when we looked into who sent these people, we realized that it is the former governor of Rivers State, Chief Nyesom Wike, that has sent these people. We held back sending out that petition to the Commissioner of Police in the hope that reason will prevail.
Also speaking, Secretary of the Land Allocation Committee of the Community, Livingstone Weche, appealed to President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor to call the FCT minister to order. He said the community is peaceful and law-abiding.
But as I speak to you today, we have lawfully and peacefully come to take back our land without any encumbrance. We are a law-abiding and a very highly enlightened community. We are not anarchists. We make this message peacefully to the federal government of Nigeria, calling on the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the National Security Advisor, to call Nyesom Wike to order, to call his private police officers of the Rivers State Police Surveillance and Intelligence Center to order. We are not here to blackmail anybody. We are
A chief in Mbolu Oroworoko community, Emeka Ayambelem, the CDC chairman, Wokoma Emmanuel, and a councillor representing Port Harcourt City, Ward 10, Weche Ndubisi, also spoke.
We are a disciplined set of people. We do not want another Okwama here in Oroworoko. We respect the uniformed men. What we are doing is the best way of sending message across to the leaders.
We are begging our brother, our former governor,
he should allow peace to reign in our land. We don't want to be in Mpoloro and there will be crisis. By the grace of God, we are law-abiding people and we must continue to be law-abiding. He should do the needful and leave our land for us.
I am joining my voice to call on the entire members of Mpoloro community, the youth, the women, and the men of our able community to resist anybody, any group of persons, that this land is not a conquered territory.
The police are yet to speak on this.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
The International Criminal Court of Justice, ICJ, has ruled that Israel must stop its military offensive in Rafah in southern Gaza. The UN Top Court also says the Rafah border crossing with Egypt must be opened for the entry of humanitarian aid. As you may know, South Africa said Israel's actions in Rafah threatens the survival of the Palestinian people. And on the news this evening, you heard that Governor Siminala Ifuwara has assured Rivers people of meeting their needs. Some Port Harcourt residents have criticized yesterday's APC walk in support of President Tinubu. And on the foreign scene, ICJ has ordered Israel to stop military operations in Rafah. The news was edited by Martha Okere-Nkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening.
The leadership of Supreme Council for Sin Worldwide